Hi, it's Luke from Breakbulk. I'm here with Alexander Varavenko, long-time supporter, sponsor of Breakbulk via Shipnext. Another busy show. How's it going so far?
Thank you very much, Luke, for having me. It's been great today, and it's a very busy event. Nice to see it's developing further.
Great. And for people that don't know, can you just explain a bit about Shipnext, what it does and what it offers?
Yeah, so 6 years ago, we decided to revolutionize or transform the whole industry and move people away from the usual traditional email services such as Outlook, and to create a more of a filing system, a system that would allow them to use emails in a much better form, extract data, automate their CRM, do chartering, keep information and records about each cargo or vessel they work with. So it's a digital shipping platform.
So you're the guys that can save us from the pain of email.
That's for sure. Everybody has been always bragging about in the industry being too antiquated. We are the ones that have made it much more simpler.
But it's still happening in the industry, right? Email is still...
True, we also have an emailing solution on the platform.
Right.
But a traditional email would just not pull out and properly store all the information. So what you will usually find is companies using Outlook, for example.
Yeah.
And that doesn't solve the problem because it doesn't have CRM, and in a way it's just all unstructured data. On the other hand, they pay for very old solutions that are very manual. They cost a lot of money, and it's a pain. They don't want to manually store all these records. So we solve this by building a bridge, and that's what we patented. So we patented that process of extracting data for instant process like freight matching and automation.
Okay. And I know you're totally plugged into the maritime world. How do you see the market at the moment?
Well, the market is always changing. Of course, the main bottleneck today is the Red Sea and all the geopolitics around the Red Sea. That has created a lot of turbulence, I would say, instability. So on the one hand side, you see market going up, as they say. So the container rates going up, that pulls the MPP, the multi-purpose market in a way. And yet the Panama Canal's problem is still there. So we see that the market will continue to rise in the next couple of months, probably into the later part of this year, which for some is a good thing. Some, of course, will struggle.
Yeah. And with all these problems and challenges, how is Shipnext helping its users?
Well, so we received a grant, and we are working on automation of some of the processes. We have onboarded a lot of small and medium-sized brokering and forwarding companies. Some shipping companies have moved into this project to help them use predictive analytics and to see the bigger picture on the market. Because we trace each and every vessel, we kind of see the trends. We see where the imbalances of the capacity versus the amount of cargo there. We believe that process will go on, because you can't just be working in this industry blind. You cannot just rely on email. So you need that kind of an insight on what's going on in the market. I would say that's our biggest input.
So we can forget the idea that shipping's an old-fashioned business now.
It's definitely not anymore an old-fashioned business. There's a lot of innovation going on.
Yeah.
The problem, however, Luke, is that a lot of companies try to build a solution just for themselves as an internal solution. And that we see is a big mistake. A lot of companies got their fingers burned. You will never be able to raise enough internal capital to revolutionize yourself, comparing to how venture capital, how other businesses that focus just on that have been developing. So internal innovation is a solution to a limited extent, but you can never build an internal solution that will be better or more efficient than any other solution out there.
So you've got to be smart and try not to do everything yourself.
Yeah, and at the end, usually companies that try to do that kind of internal innovation, they would let it have, in the hands of a person that either comes from the digital side of things. He's not really a market, has no market experience. He's never been building a company, because building an internal solution is like building another company.
Right.
So we see a lot of movements around that, lots of money burned, lots of mistakes made. And so the transition in the industry, while it's going on, will get another strong pace. These next couple of years, and that has to be also something to do with the AI, which is there. There's a lot of innovation happening on that side. It's not just a buzzword. There's a lot of things really happening with that. Automation around CRM, automation around communication with clients. You know, there's a lot of routine that needs that kind of technology to be managed.
And when we last spoke to you a couple of months ago in Dubai, you mentioned that there were some new developments on the horizon for Shipnext. Can you update us what initiatives you've got coming in the coming period?
That's true. We've been recently contacted by several ports who asked us, like, so why is electronic bills of lading not picking up? Like, what do you see? How do you see it? Because Shipnext has been offering that kind of a solution as well. We believe that with what we have planned for June, which is the online freight transaction, the escrow, more around the escrow, has a lot to do with digitalization and also automation of the whole process, starting from the interaction, the contract, the electronic contract, the electronic bill of lading with the proof of ownership on the ship and the cargo, and then into finally the KYC process and the escrow that is going to happen with the help of the Baltic Exchange. So we have a couple of partners in this, which is the technology prepared by the Port of Rotterdam and Singapore. There is Baltic Exchange, all together working on this whole next way of exchanging documentation in exchange for freight, and the whole reliability of the whole process.
Well, it's great to hear the platform's always evolving, and we know we'll always see you at the Breakbulk event. So thanks.
Thank you, Luke.
Thanks very much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.